I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. I said, hey, welcome to the Man Cave Happy Hour. We're gonna drink a fine whiskey and smoke a really fine cigar.
It is time for a happy hour. It is the Man Cave Happy Hour, whiskey, cigar, spirits, the stories that go along with it. I'm Jamie Flanagan.
That over there is August Gitschlag.
We have Matt Fox here.
Oh my God!
Sitting just to my left, across from me, sort of.
Yeah,
different view today.
I got a little bit of, I got a nice silhouette of you over here. So,
isn't it quite the silhouette?
Okay.
And we've taken the party on the road. We are Kuhnhenn's Brewery. We're at a beer house. It's time to drink, and it said winery on the wall. I want some wine before we're done. I want a little wine before all is said and done. Put an umbrella in it. I'm a girl drink drunk. Get me going. So yeah, but
yes, please.
So we've talked about it. You've been up north on extraordinarily many occasions, and the beer selections is. It's a 20-foot tall.
Well, we're gonna find out. We can ask the question, can't we?
Full of 20-foot tall board full of expressions to dive into.
Yes, we have many a flavor on the wall here, and we have the three Kuhnhenn boys here now. We've got the brothers, and so Pops just wandered in there. We have Brett and Eric Kuhnhenn here, the founders of the brewery.
Welcome to the Man Cave, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And so we're double billed tonight because we also have later on the Kuhnhenn Guild of Brewers, KGB, who make their home brewers all meet here tonight. So we're talking to some of those guys about the hobby. But right now, the guys that turn the hobby into their livelihood, right? That's basically how this all got started.
Really, that's how it all got started.
So Jamie always asks the question, but since I'm holding the microphone, I'll do it. Tell us about your childhood.
Tell me about your childhood.
As Dad just walked in.
Yeah.
It was not filled with beer.
I think it was.
No, my dad did not. He did not even embrace beer at all.
No.
And, no.
He had we probably drank more Stroh Signature out of his fridge than he did. That was his beer in the fridge, but it sat there long enough.
Case at the house and lasted 2-3 months. And I'm like, oh, Papa, this beer's going to go bad.
I think your children should drink it.
Well, but this location that we're sitting in was your family hardware store, right?
Yeah. This was the Lutz Hardware my dad bought in 72.
Okay.
And he converted over from an old-fashioned hardware. That hardware goes back to being a wagon wheel repair shop and blacksmith shop. That's how old it was.
Wow.
So it stood on this spot right here. And then they ended up buying the general store across the street, which is the middle of Mound Road now. And they moved it and built it brand new as a hardware store over here back in 1934.
Wow. Okay, so pre your childhood.
Yes.
Okay. It's not that old. None of us are that old.
So he bought it, and he revamped the whole thing into a general hardware store, because the hardware store that it started with had all your just crazy different stuff. It had your your washers and dryers, fishing licenses, all the things from a small town. But it wasn't really.
It was like it was the Village of Warren at the time.
So he made it progress and made it into more Main Street stuff. He made it boring. He put a whole section of big amount of paint. He put in your nuts and bolts. He put in all the stuff that you needed to fix up your house.
I remember as a kid they had all those old potbelly stoves. Like seriously, like you put your wood in it and you would cook off of this thing. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing that as a kid. And that blew my mind. It's like people cook off wood.
We had a little neighborhood store on the east side, but it was Viteri Hardware on 7 Mile in Kelly area, and it was known as hardware and hockey. So they had hardware, so you get nuts and bolts and latches and locks and hockey sticks. But I also remember distinctly there being beer supplies and brewing supplies in the hardware store, and trying to get my dad. I go, Dad, you drink a lot of beer. You should make some. He's like, why would I make it? I just buy it from the store.
Yeah, so that was what kind of blew my mind is when I started home brewing, and it really came from my brother when he was a fraternity brother, or he's a Delta Sigma Phi at Eastern Michigan, and
Go Eagles!
yeah, right. And I went to a party and I tried some beer.
It was
at this
Huron's
fraternity
back then.
party.
Oh, was it with Hurons back then?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And essentially,
I
what
wasn't
they did
dating.
is they were happened to be up in Traverse City, and they found a place that was selling homebrew kits, and they brewed some beers back at the fraternity house from this this place, and I'm like, wow. And I went to the party and I tried this beer, and I couldn't believe how good it was. I remember drinking this Irish stout. I was like, this is so much better than anything I've ever tried. It was just amazing.
And this was at EMU at Eastern.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was at the fraternity house, and we were,
they'd hang out, come up for the fraternity house and hang out for some beers before he was.
I want to be educated.
And he did. He tried the stuff, and he fell in love with this beer.
So what I did was
big
like,
gravity
okay,
beers that we were
back
making.
then we had the yellow pages, right? And it's easy. You open up this yellow book and like homebrew supplies, and guess what? Most of them were hardware stores.
Oh yeah.
What's like, okay, all right, we had a hardware store. Why didn't we start selling this?
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, let's bring it in.
And Brett brought it in. I freaked out on him a little bit because I came back from Eastern and he all of a sudden turned like a huge section of the hardware store. He said, I only invested $10,000. He said, what did you do? He said, only. Well, this is what's profitable. He showed, there's margin on the product compared to a lot of other things. At that point in time, all your hardware stores, your big boxes were coming in. Okay. You had
Andy, Home Quarters,
Builder Square.
Square was when I
Builder Square.
Square deal. Yeah.
So they were all undercutting, and they were 10 times larger than anything we had. All of them had, their electrical
nothing
department
to do with beer.
Their electrical department was larger than our whole hardware store.
Yeah.
So what was the precipice from a shift from the hardware business into the brewing? Where did that rock, paper, scissors, that challenge come in?
Many conversations with my father.
It was convincing him that he said, what the...
Because he owned the building.
Wow, you got to be shitting me. What do you want to do?
Building,
and so he had that kind of thing, and he actually had to convince him a little bit and show him what's going on. And we took him to some of the few places we had in Michigan, but
Detroit Brew Factory was one of them.
We started with Brew on Premise, which Detroit Brew Factory was a place. It was a similar thing we did, but we wanted to do more.
You guys remember what
that.
Brew on Premise is?
I don't.
Brew on Premise is like where you come in and as a group, you guys come in and brew and make 6 or 8 cases of beer as a little like a brew kettle.
Yeah, but those like you have lined up over there.
Those that system lined up over there. We walk you through the whole process from brewing to your drinking, which was a lot part of it, to like making labels. So I'd like, hey, you got to send me a file, or give me a picture or something, and I'll make you a custom label.
So you were educating folks then
The whole time.
Yeah.
The whole
And it's
time.
like, it was all about these parties.
Yeah.
Parties, a group of like 8 to 20 people would come in and brew one batch of beer, make 6 cases, and they'd split it up. So it was like a 2-step process. You come and brew, spend 2-3 hours, like drink with your buddies, talk about beer, making a batch of beer.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't boil over all the place, and
It explodes.
yeah, and like they ground the grain. It was great. Selected the hops, smelt everything, tasted everything, all the raw ingredients. That really got them into this is like we really made this beer. It's pretty cool.
So what year was it that you started to have those conversations with Dad?
Oh God!
And he said, "What the actual HD are you thinking?"
2002, 2003. That's we did a lot.
But you've been
like,
open how long? How many years? You just had
This is like the business has been open like 2002. We sold our first beer, but we started in '98. Honestly,
Okay.
It took a long time to get licensing. We had September 11th screwed up all our licensing. We had the beer on the bar on this side of the bar for a whole year, and we just gave samples away for free.
I remember those early
couldn't
days.
even
That's
sell
all
it.
when this bar was right there.
Our
And there was a
licensing was
wall.
like wouldn't come through, and I'm like, why is it not coming through? "Oh, I'm so sorry, I lost your licenses." I'm like, "Sorry, your paperwork. Can you send me it? It's in triplicate blue ink only." And
Now
it's
it's all,
notarized.
they don't know how easy they got these.
It was so easy.
And send your
a brew
microfiche
license.
file. Yeah.
You actually do it all digital, and it's like done. It's like back then. It was like, yeah, like you said,
Yeah.
triplicate blue. If you did something wrong,
I sent stuff in black
Who
ink.
were
and
the
they sent
only
it
ones
back.
that were making beer? It was like Traffic Jam and Snug was making beer. Michigan Brewing, I think, was making beer. Was Motor City Brew Works
Dragon
even
Meat
open?
had just opened.
Okay, right here.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
Franklin Street as well, I think, downtown.
Oh yeah, you remember that place?
I remember Franklin Street Brewing Company. Yeah,
BC's.
yeah.
Yeah. There was not a lot. Atwater was just open.
They were just getting started.
Yeah, they were a great help. We learned a lot from those guys when they first opened, and
Tom Morosi.
yeah, he was a great guy.
awesome from Germany. They
still
brought
is
him
a
in
great
for
guy.
brewing there. It was a good friend of ours.
But you guys stayed with it, and you continued to put your own spin on your brews and everything.
Nobody was making high gravity anything.
Well, that was the thing.
Yeah.
It's the strong beers.
No,
what
and
you
that's
guys
that's
stepped
what
up.
we
We
I
really
love to
embraced
drink is high gravity.
Okay.
So what is
A
high
novice,
gravity?
yeah, I got no
Yeah, high
idea
gravity.
what the heck is high gravity.
Go get one.
So it's high anxiety. Like I just think
There's
Mel
no anxiety.
Mel Brooks high
It's like-
anxiety.
I'd say part of the inspiration is when we first started, like 2 years in, and we were already trying to go after fun specialty big beers that just didn't exist. I mean, one of the first ones was like having Expedition Stout from Bell's. That was one of the few things you could get in Michigan at all.
That opened the door to what high gravity was. It really
I
was.
remember you guys.
But Belgian beers were the other big inspiration.
I remember you
So,
bringing.
Corson Dunk Brown was like one of them.
yeah.
Couldn't
You brought a Russian Imperial Stout to Punchki Day one year, and people were falling over because they didn't know how to drink it. We didn't
that's
have
true. Yeah, we didn't
8 ounce
bring that.
cups for that stuff.
That was
so.
it was a long time
There you
ago.
go. Hey, we'll get to you later. We'll get to you later, pal.
Yeah, Russian Imperial Stout to Punchki Day in the morning.
Yeah,
Who would have thought that, right?
That was my introduction to a high gravity beer.
Well, was
day.
that the creme brulee Java Stout? Probably.
It was a Russian Imperial Stout.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, it was
Eric
fun. Well, it's like we
saying,
went
don't
early
sell
on,
it in
like
cups
2
more than
years
10
into-
ounces. I'm like,
Ooh.
all I got
to
is
starting, we
16s.
decided to go on an epic trip. A couple of years into being open, we said, "Can we really do this and get away with it?" Because we wanted to have our Oktoberfest party right when we were trying to leave for a trip to Europe with my parents and Brett and his ex-wife. And it was like, boom, we all went over there, and it was amazing. We ended up going to Belgium for this grand beer tour of breweries, and when we did that, we learned all about high alcohol brewing, Belgian styles, and the biggest thing we learned is like everything, even the respect is that even at a super high alcohol beer, it has to have quaffability. So it's got to be drinkable, even if it's at 14-15%.
That's high gravity.
Yeah, like Chimay Blue Label, aged for 4 or 5 years in a pub. that just
Nothing like the
cellars that, like,
pastry
places do
stouts
wine.
that we drink now, which is not so much drinkability. But we drink those to share and enjoy. You know what I'm saying? But what we learned in Belgium is like, oh, you should be able to drink a whole pint of this strong beer.
Well,
And
the
that's where
opposite of word
That's
being
the
should.
quaffability.
Yeah.
Should.
Well, that's where they get the term devilishly strong over
with the
it,
Duvel.
with like Duvel,
Yeah.
because it'll bite you in the ass if you don't watch what you're doing,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's strong, but it drinks very smooth.
But you don't notice it until you stand up.
It's true.
Right? Totally.
And we kind of tried
Yeah,
following that.
we love very strong beers. I mean, the Fourth Dementia Old Ale, or 4D as we call it now.
It's not just because it's high alcohol. It's because after you start brewing these things and seeing what happens is you make the yeast work harder. You end up getting more complexities, and it drinks like even more complex than red wines we found after a while, because you get this multi-dimensional characteristic as it warms up, that you get different characteristics coming off of it, and it's just an amazing thing to make. So
So distilleries, breweries. We mentioned a bunch that kicked off kind of around when you did. Not everybody's had the longevity you've had. So what do you owe to your longevity to? What do you? What's keeping you? What is keeping your door open?
August's checkbook.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you guys have some signature high-end beer, like your Drippa, your double rice IPA is a
8.5 No, 9.5% double IPA, which drinks like a 6% IPA.
Should get a couple samples of
Very
that. I don't think you guys have had Trip
No,
Ahead.
how about the new Mosaic?
We made a
Limited
drippa with
edition Mosaic
hops
hops,
only.
which is fun.
Okay.
Really tasty. Maybe
Bring it
more
on.
fruity than the regular. And so
Let me
it's-
go secure a
it's quite
couple of little
quaffable.
samples of that. I happen to know someone here.
So
Right.
the use of rice.
Make
All right,
that
so maybe we could talk about the use of rice. That's something that we really learned in Belgium.
So you
The
use
use
rice?
of rice.
And we would
Not rice so much, but adjuncts.
adjuncts. So when we read about all the books and everything about going to Belgium. They use Belgian candy sugar to make all the great Belgian beers.
Yeah.
Belgian double, triple, you know.
But
We went there. No. This is what we really do. We learned some stuff from the Belgians, you know, and I was like, how do you make this beer so crisp and delicious? And it wasn't candy sugar. It was the use of rice.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting.
And it was very, very interesting. And Anheuser-Busch is the only people that use rice. In the
Right.
United
Yeah, I was
States.
going to mention Budweiser, but I'm like, I'm not going to go there.
I know I'm
So-
talking about it, but I was
yeah.
like, okay, so why do you guys use it? And I was like, oh, really?
I was
They told
inspired.
us outright. Oh, it makes the beer much drier. You can drink more of it, and it's like it's crisp. It's crisp.
Crisp. All right.
But
They like crisp.
But Brett's first experiments were doing a light domestic beer, like the classic American.
Yeah.
And I started brewing it all the time. And we said, back in the day when we were making our IPAs, it's like what was winning all the awards in the categories for IPA and everything, judges become based upon what they know. So a lot of the judges that were out there back then for GABF and World Beer Cup were guys that were used to having West Coast IPAs. That's when West Coast IPA first came around. And it was a dry, crisp, I call it like a naked style beer that actually had crisp and dryness that let all the hops show through. Unlike having your Two-Hearted, which I love a lot.
Where you chew on it.
But
Yeah.
you chew on it a little bit more, but it has some caramel malt. It has some backbone and body to it. These are a little bit different. So that's what was actually winning the awards. And we said, well, and we were with our buddy Dan Rogers, and we were scratching our head, what the hell's going on? We went around tasting all the winners a couple years prior, and then we figured it out. Oh, I can see what the judges are looking for. And we said, I get it. I see what they want. I see what's so nice about it. It's letting the hop shine through. So we just said, well, what can we do different to put our own twist and signature on it? And from making that classic American ale with the dryness, we know how easy it was to give it a crispness and high alcohol to it as well. And like what Brett was saying about Belgium and that as well, but there's a lot of things went together.
So you said something.
Just use the adjunct.
Yeah.
You increase the alcohol content, and we throw a lot of hops at it, and that's how the Drippa came to be. It was essentially like, hey, we can make this beer crisp just like the judges want.
Sure.
At the GABF, they want it very light. And how do you make a 9% beer look light and golden?
Right.
And and it's like the rice doesn't contribute a lot of flavor, just the crispness, right?
Okay.
And that makes the hops shine through. So that's how the Drippa came to be. It was essentially a variation on the classic American Pilsner. Let's not cut it with any water.
All right.
So no cutting.
And it's all the hops that we love, and we've gone through so many different varieties of hops, and like which ones taste, for bitterness, the beta to alpha acid ratios. What do we like? You like the citrusiness, floral,
There's a big learning curve back
grassy.
then.
What?
A lot of these hops were just coming into play. What we started doing is like Simcoe hops was a brand new hop back then, and it had this huge mango papaya characteristic to it. And
So
This is the Mosaic
version.
So the Mosaic.
It's
Okay,
a
so
new release.
I have a really good memory when I smell something, and this really is reminiscent of. And if it's okay if I say what it is, are you all right with that?
Well, it's made with Mosaic hops. So
Okay.
tell
But
me
go
what
ahead.
you think.
What do you think of it?
On
What
the
are you
nose,
thinking?
it smells like an M43.
Okay. So does M43 have Mosaic?
See, I can't remember. I just on the
We don't
nose.
do a lot of beer shows. We
We don't do a lot of beer.
they have
Okay.
gone,
Right.
they've a lot of places
So-
have gone a lot of the new hybrid hops have a lot of these high fruit note characteristics to them, even though they're different hops.
A lot of citra
There's
and
a lot
everything
of
now.
Like a
a lot
great
of juicy
grapefruit,
citrus
yeah.
character, grapefruit to them. Depending on, and we had some of the first ones we dealt with was Amarillo, Simcoe, even old school Columbus even had some good.
I love Columbus hops.
It's good.
Your
I mean,
Simcoe Silly was my go-to beer
Centennial
here
has
for a long
always been
time.
a staple too, and
Yeah.
everybody knows Centennial. You know,
Oh, man, that's
the most popular IPA.
but you drink
in the
this and
United
say
States,
this is 9.5%.
This is 9.5%.
This is 9.5%, and it
All
drinks like a a 6% beer.
Yeah.
And it's a school night.
And it's a school night.
Yeah, you know. That's
So quaffable.
yeah. I love that word. Oh,
Very
brilliant.
drinkable. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
that is that really sits well. That's really good.
It's almost got, because of its viscosity, because it is that strong, you know, but it's still it coats the tongue. It has a little creaminess, but it finishes really dry.
It's sitting so nicely.
It's a funny story is that back in the day they were the Brewers Association was trying to come up with define what makes a craft brewery. And one of the things they said is they're throwing around the different ideas, and one of the things they want to do is put out there that adjuncts at the time would be something. Oh, well, they're using corn syrup and they're using rice and they're using corn, and then you say, wait a second, if you take away that from us, it's like that. There again, you're actually
That was the year
pigeonholing us into something. It's not true, and they had to back off on
They
that
had
part
to
of it.
change the definition of craft beer because if you used an adjunct, you know, rice or corn in it, you're disqualified. Well, they had to redefine it only if you use it to enhance the beverage. Okay, so yeah, we use a lot of rice in this. You know, 30% rice in a drippa.
Okay.
You know,
Wow.
double rice. Single
not
rice would be like
tasting like-
15%, right?
Like an IPA you buy out of a can. Doesn't taste like too hard. It doesn't taste like Hop Slam. It's not that IPA that.
But
people
Hop Slam
talk
is a
about.
double IPA as well, right?
But it doesn't have the
But this
sharp
doesn't
back
drink
that these do. Yeah.
so sweet like a Hop Slam. This drinks like a regular IPA. And that's what defines us as so different. Really.
You said something earlier. You said you make the yeast work harder. Define that. How do you guys make the yeast work harder?
With Belgian beers, and a better example for us would be like our Fourth Dementia Old Ale, when we actually make it work under higher viscosity environment.
Okay.
With it.
Stress conditions.
The
Stress conditions.
Stress.
It brings out more
stress,
esters.
You stress the yeast. Sometimes flavors come out more in a stress condition.
Is it a temperature?
Not necessarily. Sometimes
So you
a real
introduce
stress
it, you bring all the
condition,
yeast
you
ex
get a
girlfriends
CLL
around
high,
so they get stressed
which is
out.
green apple. We don't want
Yeah.
green apple.
So you bring all the yeast ex girlfriends around, and that's
Yes,
they get all
those yeasty
stressed out.
girls
You
come
threaten your
over.
child.
They just like,
They
hey,
get all
you know,
stressed out. It's not about-
August
they
for the
all
win.
stressed
Yeah.
out. It's like,
What is we have to add a lot more yeast cell count to it to actually make it happen, so that it can attenuate, which is make it dry enough for the drinkability of the whole thing. But
but
what
if
it
you want
does
the
is
fruitiness to happen, how do you stress it a little bit?
Okay.
Yeah, stress it out a little
and
bit.
it's easy to do under a high
You want the plum characters, the fig,
gravity density.
like
So
dehydrated.
how do you
fruit.
stress it? Do you like put Fox News on in the brew house?
It's all about
And just make it
temperature
freak out?
control and oxygen levels. And we don't want to disclose exactly how we do that.
It makes
You know?
trade secret. That's what I was
Trade
getting at.
secrets.
I was
But a lot of
wondering
it does
why we're
happen in
skirting
bourbon
around the
barrels.
issue.
Okay.
You guys like bourbon? I take it.
Oh yeah.
So you
a lot happens.
there's a little oxygenation going on. Not a lot through that bourbon barrel, but
Do you have an old ale on tap right now, or do you only have it in the bottles at the moment?
I don't think I would. No, we don't have it at this time.
No,
But
we've got some bottles.
You've got
we got
bottles.
Want a bottle
but
of something?
you know,
We could probably have a bottle.
the old ales come out pretty
No.
Never had an old
solstice. You haven't had old ale?
No.
No, there's no way. Unless they had it at my birthday.
So we're like the definition of the style for old ale.
Okay.
Okay.
We've won the awards like a bunch of times. So they
Yeah.
put us as like, hey, you want to try an old ale? you got to get a Kuhnhenn.
There's this fun
40.
map out there that I think we have it in the back corner still, but they make this definition map where they have all the circles and they show the the styles, and then they show which breweries produce it and the name of the beer. And Fort Dementia Old Ale is one of them for the old ale category. So
Love that.
It's great.
Oh, look
I
at
just
that bottle.
love that beer. It's like
Yes.
one of my faves. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, faves.
that's
man.
one of our variants right there of it. That's the
Barrel aged
gingerbread.
old ale gingerbread man. Okay.
So that's a variant of the Fort Dementia. So that's kind of popular in craft beer. Is once you've got a nice signature beer that you've been doing for a number of years, is come up with a neat variant of it because you've got such a following for it, and they want to say, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what that tastes like with, the gingerbread man in it."
Yeah.
So
Who doesn't
So-
like gingerbread?
So this is aged for a year. What is it aged in? What type of is it aged in a barrel?
Those are mainly Heaven Hill barrels. Maybe some Old Fitzgerald. That's what we mainly
Old
buy.
Fitz. All right.
We have some Blanton's aging. More Heaven Hills. We've got Willet.
So when you go to source your barrels, do you go on your own?
Whoever wants to send us barrels.
Okay. All right.
sometimes. But we go out of our way a lot of time. Heaven Hills have actually played us really well.
We've
for
got the
Fort
best
Dementia.
results from Heaven Hill, honestly.
Okay.
What we found is like the longer that the bourbon's been aged in it, the less you're going to get in your beer.
Oh,
Okay.
So
It
if it's like if it's above like 8
It's almost
years
backwards,
in the
right?
barrel,
Right.
you
It's-
already took all the goodness and it went into the bourbon.
Like, there's nothing more sexy saying that you have a Pappy Van Winkle barrel, right? But
Yeah.
honestly, Pappy Van Winkle's been so mellowed out and so perfectly caramelized. Yeah, you're going to get some, but you're
it's
not
all
going
in
to
the
get
bourbon. It's not
the
gonna
big
come into
bold
beer.
nuances you're going to
The
get.
wood
off
only
of a
has so
fresher
many wood
barrel that
sugars
actually has
in
a
it.
lot in
Sure,
it.
yeah.
They've already extracted so much out of it.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That does sound
not necessarily a good thing. Like really old barrels.
The stave ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing for the beer.
No, because it's spent.
Yeah.
Well, that's got a decided nose on it.
You got the ginger one, yeah.
So this is the gingerbread barrel aged old ale. Gingerbread man.
Gingerbread
I don't think
man.
I've had this.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty sure you've had it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have too. I've had most everything.
Yeah.
They usually release these at their solstice party, which happens to always be on like my birthday, December 21st.
Oh yeah.
So when they're serving it in glasses like this, they hand it to me in pints. That's my birthday. So I tend
It's
to
your birthday.
forget some of the stuff I drank
It's
on my
his birthday, and he's got his driver.
I always have a driver. Usually my brother taking care of me.
Always a fun time.
That is a tasty treat, gentlemen.
Now, this is something that you do get. You can judge this like you do a bourbon.
Yeah.
With all the different flavors in here.
It's a tasty treat, fellas.
Thank you.
Yes, it's good.
You guys are bourbon guys. Do you?
I can feel it.
I don't want to ask you, but do you have a favorite bourbon or
So we
all do.
we all do. We have our
each,
daily
everybody
drinkers.
likes what
but,
they
you know,
like, right? So
You know mine, Brett.
what would
do I
that?
always drink? I always drink it at Caju. It's my favorite bourbon.
No,
Wild Turkey.
that's just wrong.
Yeah, it's wild turkey rye, right? Yeah.
The one.
So we're talking about ryes. Are ryes really much more spicy and hotter than regular bourbon?
Not hotter, but there's
But rye is not bourbon, anyways. Rye whiskey is rye
there's
whiskey.
there's
Bourbon
more of a
is bourbon.
spice. There's a spice to it on a rye. Not temperature wise. It's just a spice of warmth that a rye will catch you with.
So
the front
when
end.
we use rye, in beer, it's very, very similar to wheat.
Mhm.
It really is. It adds extra creaminess to it. I really like the rye, but it comes out so different in the spirit.
Yeah.
It really
it's its own
does.
animal. It really is its own
It
animal.
is. I mean, you look at it when you grind it out, it's so tiny. It's like it's different altogether. And it produces a different flavor altogether.
I'm upset with you for talking shit about my Wild Turkey. You've been through this with me. Wild Turkey's product
Wild turkey
portfolio
is
now
known as for a penalty, like we did something wrong.
Early on, that was a penalty shot. Now, I mean, their rare breed line, their 101 8-year aged, they just had their 75th anniversary bottle. This is good stuff compared to what you're paying for everything else right now. So that's it. I'm gonna stop defending Wild Turkey now.
All right.
Well,
Are you
it's
done?
a great. If you ever get the tour is awesome. I found my old turkey call. I got from there. Should have brought it out for the show.
Tell us about your wild turkey experience.
It was just an amazing.
This is a kid show. I'm just kidding.
Just an amazing tour. That's all. Huge. I mean, the place is mammoth. Everything about it. The tanks were as wide as this room. It's ridiculous.
Did they make more than just wild turkey there? Do you remember?
That's all they were doing. They just had like 2 of those huge.
When we
vats.
went to Buffalo Trace like a couple months ago, and there were so many brands that were.
Oh yeah.
They've all consolidated.
You know,
They've
I'm
consolidated.
like, it's like really, it's like, I was like, how many brands do you guys really make out of here? And you only have 3 mash recipes, and it's like only what comes out of the top of the rick house, one of the bottom rick
It's all
house.
Sazerac now, right? Isn't
Sazerac owns all of it.
All of it, yeah.
Right.
So like, I'll grab a bottle of Sazerac rye. And,
I love
put that
Sazerac.
down.
Yeah, that's good.
Delightful. It's fine.
Eagle Rare, I mean, Black.
Eagle Rare is good. I don't think it's
like,
bang for the buck.
it's all about who decides on what tastes.
It's
good.
on allocation.
Let's blend this barrel with that barrel. Oh, I don't like that one as much. Let's move it to a lower brand.
Thank you for bringing that up, because do
You
you
know-
guys blend some beers together to come up with a beer that you like?
We
Do you
always
do that at
blend.
all?
We
we
always
always
blend
blend.
all our
Yeah.
bourbon
Yeah.
stuff together.
Yeah.
All our bourbon
We have
stuff.
to. That's the only way you get the right characteristics you're looking for the stuff. Just like with
So,
bourbons and
I totally
that, you have to
understand
do
that.
it with the beers as well, because look what you're doing. You're using barrels that were left over from the bourbon, so the characteristics from that are the same thing that are going on with that as well.
So buy a bourbon barrel that's like aged over 9 years. It's just worthless. It's like there's no flavor left in
I
it.
hate to
It's
interrupt,
spent.
gentlemen. Is this the Cocaine and Hooker podcast?
No, it is not. It's
Wrong
not.
bar?
No.
That's in the next room.
That's Matt Barnes, the dulcet tones of our good buddy Matt Barnes.
Oh boy. So how much of your week is spent brewing? How much time you guys spending every week?
Usually 3 to 4 days out of the
Brewing
week.
versus cleaning.
Yeah, the rest of the time
Every day is cleaning.
Every day's cleaning.
Every day is 3 or 4 days a
3
week.
4
Yeah,
days. And
of the
depending
brew
on
house
what
is
we're
running.
doing, sometimes we're like when we run Drippa, because we make so much Drippa, we're doing 2 to 3 batches a day.
All right.
And we just keep running,
90%
boom, boom, boom.
is the double rice IPA.
So we can run more batches.
It's
if we
just
have
so
to
easy
per day
drinking.
cycle.
Yeah.
Is what we can do. But,
As much as we love the bourbon barrel aged everything, and
Yeah.
like what really brings in the bills,
The drip.
you need. Yeah,
So
that's what you
how,
need.
how much are you making every 6 months?
2,200 gallons. It's not, or 2,200 barrels. A barrel is 31 gallons, so that's not that much.
we don't make much. We're very
We're
small
a real
still.
small
We're
facility.
still looking for our Clinton Township to do a big expansion with it. We've been working on it for almost a decade over there, but
You're not quite a microbrewery. You're a craft brewery. Would you
Well,
kind of
Yeah, what are
differentiate
those
yourself?
definitions?
That's a great question. I think that definition has changed a bunch of times.
Yeah.
I think
So
it has too.
Yeah,
Where,
well,
where
you
would you
got-
put yourself on that scale?
we're definitely a micro.
Yeah, because they're not owned by another guy doing their craft stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess
No,
that's
yeah.
what
We've never
the
sold out
changes.
like almost everyone else in the state.
but it's everybody's
think- wait,
their
who
prerogative.
is-
They want to
who
go and
is
make
Who's
money. And
You know, all the bigger ones have all sold out.
You haven't taken that
We are the
InBev check yet, huh?
last. We are the last independent, one that distributes. But maybe,
the only who else is a lot of them are taking checks. Even the guys that aren't directly taking checks for it. I think who's the closest one? Who's the largest one we have right now is.
Well, there's the InBev guys, and there's who owns Modelo? Didn't they just buy a bunch of places too? Oscar Blues and all those guys. I don't know. I can't keep up.
it really is hard to keep up.
Yeah.
So
Well, the marijuana industry just purchased a bunch of them.
That's right. I didn't see that.
So
Atwater's
Atwater's owned by India, right?
No, they're the ones the Canadians
Oh, the Canadians.
that grow weed. So
Oh, okay. So it's changed. Right.
you never know who's going to buy.
So have you-
Kuhnhenn Brewing is owned by
Parents, the other one I was
Monster.
thinking of. Yeah, by Monster, really.
Yeah, so Monster Beverage. They made a ton of money during COVID. And
Yeah.
I think they just didn't know what to do with all the money they had, so they started investing in fun things. So
So
What's going on with bourbon right now, guys? I mean, is it
You know, there's you got
when I was down there a couple weeks ago, I heard like one of the cooperages, like the whole shift was canceled.
Yeah.
On making bourbon barrels.
To my
what's
understanding,
going on with the bourbon?
There's like big peaks and valleys, right? Because bourbon is super popular and it stays popular for a while, but then it starts to kind of peter off a little bit for a few years, and then it'll slowly start to come back because things are continuing to age. And then when they come out with something new, it's good.
A lot of people bought a ton of bourbon from like COVID until now, and like their cellar in their house is full.
Yeah,
and they just they're like, I need to start drinking my bourbon.
Their wives don't want to keep spending money on something they're not drinking.
Yeah,
right.
JD,
So I crack I bought so much. I'm trying to get to them, but I'm like saving
All right,
it.
I want to ask
People
you,
collect. I don't collect.
How much bourbon do you have at your house?
it's a great question.
Be honest. Like, do you know how much?
No,
I do.
I don't.
Do you have an idea like how many cases you have?
No, it's not. Well, because there's 6 in a case, right? I probably have
Wait, is there 6 or 12 in a case?
6. Well, it depends on the case. A lot of bourbon barrels have 6. Bourbon cases have 6.
Bourbon cases only have 6 bottles in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
But
So I probably should have known that. But
I might have 50 bottles around the house.
well, that's not that bad.
No. I'm not crazy.
How about you? What do you think you got?
500 bottles.
That's it.
That's
so you
it.
drink it all?
I don't buy to save. I buy to consume and share.
Yeah, because bourbon really doesn't age on the shelf.
Once it's there, it's there.
Once
That's
it's out of the barrel, it really doesn't age
That's
anymore.
it.
Right.
That's it.
It only oxidizes. And,
Right. I have a bottle of Colonel H. Taylor, EJ Taylor, that I just got last weekend,
oh, that's lovely.
and I'm savoring that. I'm going to hang on to that. I'm going to savor it,
What did you
share
have to
it.
pay for the Taylor?
It was like $1.
That's that square bottle.
Yes, that's actually comes in the cylinder tube.
Yeah. Okay.
So I got a bottle of that, and then I have a bottle of what is it? 4 Roses, small batch. It's it's been cracked, and then I got a 4 Rangers that's down in the basement that's just kind of waiting to be consumed that my father gave me a while back. So, and then there's about this much left of Whistle Pig. So I just kind of savor it and just hang on to it.
Well, there's a lot of people that have a lot of bottles out there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I get stuff for the show, and we'll do something, and I'll be like, oh, cool. And then I'll take it home, and I'll have it. It'll be like, okay, cool.
That's why you have 50 bottles.
It's kind of on the shelf, and when I have friends come over, it's like, they're like, you got this? I'm like, I have it. That's good. I don't care, you know.
Yeah.
It's fair game. It's everything's fair game. So, yeah, I'm not collecting them. It's just there's so much stuff I haven't gotten around to drinking.
Right, and the ones that I have at home are barrel picks from my friends. I have a barrel pick from the Charlevoix, a barrel pick Buffalo Trace, which is great. I have the barrel pick Old Forester from Butter Rum, which is like 130, something crazy, some super high barrel proof. So that one's going to be there for a minute. I had a bottle of 1792 small batch that I just finished, which was delicious. A nice little sipper for watching sports. And I got like a bottle of Crown Royal, like some standard stuff.
Sure.
And I do have access to some regular Buffalo Trace from now and then. It comes from I grab a couple airline bottles here and there from the store, if you know what I mean.
From the store. You said from the store.
The
store.
But yeah, the bourbon that I drink regularly is usually at our studio.
Yeah.
It's at your studio, and then we have good stuff in there.
We'll go into Daddy's closet in the studio, and we'll have something that your Eagle Rare, or not Eagle Rare, but Wild Turkey is in there. We got a Makers in there as well, and Old Forester will pop in there every once in a while.
The only time we ever did a beer was when I brought some Goose Island barrel aged in while we were doing one of our bourbon tastings.
That's right.
So
That's right.
This with it.
Yeah. So
It's a nice idea.
Yeah, we like to try anything. We want to put for lack of a better term, fellas, sorry, we want to put our lips on something that's going to entice us to want to consume it, and that's what we're looking for. Like this gingerbread man, I want to consume more. It's a big beer.
So you guys have a process. What's your favorite part of the process of brewing? Is it the drinking?
It can't be the drinking part of it.
It is actually.
We love the brewing part of it a lot. Yeah.
Is it the
experimentation?
Experimentation is what I was going to say.
We do love experimentation.
We have. I mean, I think it shows we've done thousands through the years of different beers. It's like
how many different expressions are on the board here and coming out of the taps at any one time?
A lot of
20, what do we have? 25.
25.
It might be even more than that. We actually added some small taps on the side, but we've done some other fun stuff too. Other than that, like we've got into making cider.
Yeah.
In the last few years.
Cheers
And-
on that. That was this right here.
And the cider, we've actually won some really good awards for it. So we've done really good.
Which
at
cider was
the
this?
Great Lakes cider. Great Lakes cider competition. We've won best in class for the Perry last year.
Yeah,
and
so we source our
regular
juice
cider.
and Quapaw, and you know, it's like
But it goes and shows that
pear, and we have 100%
the juice is one thing, but
Macintosh juice.
whoever can, if you know how to ferment stuff properly and use a particular yeast and manage it, that's what we do.
You
Yeah,
can't
we know
say
how to make
which,
it.
can you?
What's that?
What yeast? You can't say which yeast, can you?
No, I won't tell you the yeast on that. No, I won't, because that yeast is very precious.
So you may notice the.
I'll tell you, it's not sulfury.
Okay.
It's super clean.
It is clean. Very sharp.
Love it.
Very sharp.
Yeah, and it's not too sweet either.
The judges say it's a candied fruit aroma to it. That's one thing that's kind of crazy.
My wife, she likes the ciders, but not the sweets. It's like, you know, it's like the woodchuck and the woodpecker. They're all just way too sweet. You know, she's got to have the strongbow. You know, it's the.
I think the drinkability is like, you have to have a certain amount of dryness, and the acidity is not too high either.
Right.
Yeah,
So if you
I
have it too high in acid, it just hurts your gut.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, how much orange juice can you drink? It's like cider is like the same thing. How much cider can you handle?
So the listener may notice the ambient noise is kicked up here in the tap room where the KGB Brew Club is about to kick off their little meeting, and after their meeting, we're going to sit down with some of those guys and talk about the hobby. So right now, you two, we're going to try something else in the downtime. What do you recommend we open up and try while these guys are talking about their hobby over here?
Talking about Eisbach, maybe, or
A great idea.
What
is Eisbach?
what is Eisbach and what?
It's beer flavored beer.
Didn't he invent the bomb? No. Different.
That's different. That's different.
All right. A different kind of bomb.
Another fun thing too is our sake.
But I'm bomb.
All right.
I don't know if we have any sake left on draft or not right now.
You guys ever had sake before?
Sparkling sake. That's
Sparkling sake?
Sake.
That's like
No.
this
No.
stuff's high octane too.
So it is beer.
All right.
You know,
Every day.
it is a school
Not
night.
necessarily beer flavored beer.
Presently, it's a
But
school night.
we're taxed like that.
So Eric, thank you. Brett, thank you guys for being
Fellas,
here
appreciate
and
you.
hosting us.
Honestly.
And we're gonna stick around. We're gonna try some of these home brews these guys are making and get a whole nother level of education from some of those folks.
These
I
guys
guess
are,
this is where I do the like and subscribe in all the podcast places. Dear leader, would you like to bring us out?
That was it. It's all the podcast things, all the podcast play. Gentlemen, thank you for having us.
Honestly,
Cheers
guys.
into your home here. This
Cheers.
is gorgeous.
Appreciate you.
Cheers.
thanks so much.
That over there is August Gitschlag.
That's Matt Fox.
Jamie Flanagan, you're so handsome. You're so handsome.
Thank you. I needed that. All right, we'll see y'all next time.